Yo, what's up guys, it's CJ here. Now today we're doing a different kind of video to what we normally do. So we've been doing a lot of Back for Blood builds and we did some Sea of Thieves. There's more Sea of Thieves to come. But today we're going to be talking about Beneath Oresa. So this is like a gem of a game, kind of a hidden gem that I came across, not the most recent Steam Next Fest, but the one before I think. And essentially it's kind of like a fighting roguelike mixed with like a card deck builder kind of combat style. So sort of similar to like Slay the Spire. I suppose you could say Hearthstone as well, only a little bit different from that, I suppose. But right now what we're going to be covering off is basically what the game state is currently. Is it kind of worth getting at the current price, and what's kind of features are in the game already, etc. So I know it's a bit of a deviation from what we usually do, but I hope you guys enjoy anyway, and hopefully you enjoy some of the action, etc. too. So first off, let's cover what Beneath Oresa is. So as I said, it's a kind of fighting roguelike deck builder that kind of takes you into like a cel shaded combat, and it's honestly the art style of this game is just amazing. I absolutely love it. It's super cool. I would say it's most closely related to Slay the Spire in the way that it plays out. You choose a character, you go through the motions, you kill a boss or two or three or whatever, and then you restart again, so on and so forth, and it gets progressively more difficult as you kind of complete the bosses, etc. Now, the core concept of Beneath Oresa's gameplay is in place. So it's currently in early access, and they have like the core bits and pieces that they want for the game for future, which is really good because it means that they have like the standard bits and bobs that are in the game. So obviously you have your standard regular story, and then you also have some challenge runs, which is really cool. Now, the one thing that I will say is that the kind of Architect's Curse story, as you go through it and complete it, you can see I've completed it once here already. It gets more and more difficult. So, for instance, so far I've completed it fully all three bosses once, and that's because I keep on dying, because it's pretty hardcore, it's pretty tough. But you can see it says in breach combats, foes are going to gain an additional damage, right? So it gets progressively more and more difficult as you complete it over and over and over again. Now, the cool thing about it is they have these challenge runs to kind of keep it a little bit fresh, kind of mix things up, etc. So the core gameplay aspects are in the game. Now, if you played the demo back way when, there were 3 separate houses. Now, currently, we only have the House de Faraday in the game so far, but I believe that the other houses as well will be coming to the game fairly soon. Now, obviously, we're not 100% on what they're gonna do. So as you can see with the House de Faraday, their kind of benefit is that they gain the counterattack ability and these particular cards, which is really cool. I think that the mechanic of having something additional to worry about in the game, so the counterattack, etc., it's just really cool. Like, it's really amazing to see such an in-depth kind of mechanic be added to a game which is generically like a deck builder. Now, the other 2 houses that I believe will be added at some point soon is the Ruinfarers and the Lost Legion, if we're to go by what the demo showed us. Of course, we're still yet to see it, but the early access for the game is fairly short from apparently what the developers have said in their early access statement, which is going to be 6 to 8 months, according to Steam. So hopefully we'll begin to see those other houses soon. So currently there are 3 characters in the game that you can be. So you have Hektos, Doltar, and Neridi. Now, there are 4 companions that you can choose from. So if you choose each, so for instance, if you choose Hectos, you'll be able to choose either Dolta or Neridi to follow you. If you choose Dolta, you'll be able to choose Hectos or Neridi to follow you. And if you choose Neridi, you'll be able to choose from either Hectos, Dolta, or Anorak. Now this is unique to the Icy Heiress, as she's called, because nobody else can actually have Anorak as a companion. And what happens with companions is basically you have additional things that they give you. So for instance, if you are a companion level 1, we're going to lose 15 HP in every combat, or we will heal 15 HP if we are bloodied. Now what bloodied means is if we're at half health, right? So the core gameplay mechanics are in the game. There's a lot of different things, and I think that's probably why the other 2 factions are not here yet, is because the standard kind of ability for the house probably needs working on, or it may already have been worked on, but there needs to be some balancing tweaks with it. And then also additionally, how the newer families can synergize with each particular companion you could have. So obviously I don't think you'll be able to choose cross houses for companions, but that would be really cool. So if, for instance, the Lost Legion, you choose a character and then you're able to choose a companion from maybe the Ruinfarers or something like that. Who knows what that's going to look like, but if that is the case, then there's a lot of synergizing working out and tweaks that need to be done to be able to make them work. So we've had a look at the characters, the game state, the different things that are in the game and mechanics. What I will say is it worth the price? So currently it's sat at around £19.50 GBP, because I'm from the UK, which is going to be around maybe $25. Let's put a rough estimation on that. Obviously, due to currency exchange, I'm not sure what that would be too accurately, but I would definitely say that it's worth. The closest kind of comparison to this game is Slay the Spire. It's around the same price range, but it is fully built. Now, what I would say is if you've played Slay the Spire, or even if you haven't, and this is your first game, these 2 games, whilst they have similarities, are very, very different. They play out very differently, and I would definitely say that this game is worth that kind of £20 investment, especially as the developer has said in their Steam statement that after the early access period has ended, the price of the game will go up to reflect the extra content that's been added. Now, let's have a look at some of the gameplay aspects, because I'm sure you guys are keen to see if you haven't already played the demo, etc. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go my favorite combination, which is going to be with Anorak. Now, the way this works is you can see you have the map, and it shows you have different tunnel choices, so you can either go for breach or incursion combat here. Now, the one thing I will say that is different from the demo to now is they have a lot more information when you're looking at the different things that are out there. So for instance, these things here, it tells you all of the names on the cards themselves. So when you hover over, let's say this, it gives you a lot more information than in the actual demo version. So for instance, here we can see this card has Zeal. Now, if it's discarded without being played, it's going to give us 2 charges. Then we have Guard, which is going to tell us about our block that it's going to gain. And then we have Retribution, which is the damage that a counterattack will inflict on a foe, which is crazy. Like, it gives us so much information now in comparison to what it was previously. Now, unfortunately, we are going to take some damage because there's no way we can outdo the amount of damage that's here. We are going to do a double defense, and I'm going to hit this guy in the face. Now, this is what I mean by the kind of art style, is I really like the animations. The way they work and things like that are just fantastic. Let's see what have we got. We got 6 damage, 5 damage. Also, if you need to see enemy intentions, etc., you can see different things. So, for instance, this is going to tell us it's going to melee attack and debuff us. And then also they gain increased attack damage, and they have spiteful rending. So each time you attack this foe, they're going to gain 5 temporary damage increase. Now, from the demo, none of this information was implemented, so it really shows that Broken Spear is listening to the community in Discord, which is really, really good. It does mean that we are going to probably get some good balance tweaks and things like that later on. And I'm honestly super excited to see where this game goes, because I was a big fan of Slay the Spire. I spent a lot of time playing it and enjoying it. Let's see, what's this? Okay, so we want to deal damage to him, but not destroy him all that much. This guy, he's going to attack. Okay, so let's go with this. Bit of damage again. That's fine. We need to kind of be bloody to gain the advantage of our companionship anyway, which is fine. Let's do this, do that, do this again. We're going to go full defense here, just to charge up, because I know that we had some zeal on some attack cards here. Alright, let's kill this guy. Now that guy's going to gain 9 damage. So we're going to go double defense here, and we're going to counter him for 33 damage here. So that's our charge. So when this bar is full and it reaches here, it's going to mean that we counterattack. And then the number in here reflects how much damage we're going to do. As you can see, the art style and animations behind this are really, really cool. Like, honestly, I love it, dude. So one other thing as well to point out is how cool the different zones are. So, for instance, this guy is currently far away from where I am, and this guy is close to where I am. Now, AoE attacks, certain AoE attacks, for instance, the gas bomb like this, if you are in the zone, you'll get hit by it, but if you're out of the zone, you will not get hit by it. Which is really, really cool as a mechanic, and it's something that I really like about this game. Is just how all of the mechanics kind of like seemingly fit together, and they just kind of work. And honestly, it's just super, super cool to see that the zones matter that much, where you are, where you're going to be, etc. To make sure that you can avoid certain attacks, and it just makes you think all that more in depth about your strategy with this game, which is honestly what I think is going to be the maker of it. As long as the development team, Broken Spear, carry on the way they're going so far, I think this could be like the new age Slay the Spire, or even other kind of like certain roguelites. You might rotate into this one just because it's easy to jump into, it's replayable, it's fun, the art style is enjoyable, and just it's kind of like playing chess. It's kind of like trying to think your way out of a bad situation and come up with new and innovative ideas to be able to solve those bad situations, which I think is just really, really cool from this kind of game. So when you defeat a boss in this game as well, one last kind of mechanic that I really wanted to kind of cover over, and it's something that I find really, really cool about this game, is kind of this card pick mechanic. Now, I would usually go for this because this is 90% chance of gaining an energy round is ridiculous, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you guys what happens when I click reveal here. And it's really interesting because it's kind of like a gambling mechanic in the sense of you're gambling what you have here to see what's here, right? So if a foe is destroyed during the first round, gain 1 momentum, or 90% chance. So we're going to go, let's see what's this one. Boom. This card gets destroyed, which is actually really good for us because this is really cool. So increase your max energy by 1, and each round lose 1 charge, which is fine because we're going to gain lots of charge from the zeal cards anyway. But that's to show that mechanic. When you beat a boss, that's what happens. And then when you progress onto the next set of levels, the entire environment changes. Now, I would really love to see more different zones and sectors to get different environments and things like that, because I think it would be super, super cool. So, as we can see, like, some of the environment has changed here, but as we progress through, the different environments change completely. And it's crazy to me how much art must have gone into just designing the environments, you know, the detailing, etc. All of it, just wonderful. So yeah, I wanted to cover all of that off, and you know, explain the kind of mechanic when you beat a boss, etc. Anyway, guys, that's it for Beneath Oresa. That's the current game state and all of the bits and bobs around where the game is at currently, and whether it's worth getting, whether it's not worth getting. I would say definitely worth your time investment and money investment. It's really good fun if you do like this sort of game. Guys, that's it for me though. I will catch you in the next video. For now, peace out.